Congratulations, Amanda Grow. That's Tolero for being DDO's new producer. I wish you all the best, Tolero. All right, TDO. Oh, I'm so excited. I can barely read this. Producer's letter. February. This is a once a year thing. We get the producer letter. February 2022. Greetings from DDO's newest producer, Tolero Amanda Grow. Yay! Today, I'd like to reintroduce myself to everyone. My name is Amanda Tolero Grow, and I am the new producer for Dungeons & Dragons Online. Some of you may remember me from previous roles in community commerce, and other behind-the-scenes work. Several and I have worked together closely for years, and I expect that to continue in his role as executive producer. Today, I'm here to talk about the latest excitement going on with DDO and things to look forward to. For those who are newer to DDO, a little about me. Years ago, circa 2006, I had the great fortune to stumble on what became my all-time favorite game. I wonder what game that is. From that first moment when I heard the Dungeon Master's voice warning me about broken splinters on the floor, back when the tutorial dungeon was completely different, I was hooked. I went on to work for the game the next year, and DDO and its players have been my great love for approaching 2 decades now. In that time, there have been many incredible changes, from the transformation into a free-to-play game to adding Forgotten Realms and other classic D&D content, and a host of big game systems. Since the founding of Standing Stone Games, we've brought big additions into the game that my younger Fascinate bard-playing self would have been thrilled by. If I could go back in time and tell myself we were going to get mounts and cosmetic cloaks, go to places like Eberron Sharn, or actually fight Strahd in Ravenloft, I'd be beside myself. Just this past year, we've gone to the classic tabletop module Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh, and we've done a major overhaul of the Epic Destiny system. This year, we've got more fun planned, and it's surreal for me to get to be the one to tell you all about it. That's great. Look at this. They got a little development roadmap. This is a nice producer letter. Quarter 1, Snow Peaks Festival, Update 53, Hunter and Hunted, and 16th Anniversary Celebration. Quarter 2, Update 54, Isle of Dread. Hardcore Season 6, and DDO.com refresh. That's the overhaul of the forums. Quarter 3, Crystal Cove, Update 55, Future, Update 56, updated character bank forum. Oh, forum revamp is something different than DDO.com refresh. Interesting. We've just jazzed up the Snow Peaks Festival with a new additional challenge quest. If you liked slipping and sliding down Flurry's ramp challenge, you can still do that. But for those looking for a tougher challenge, gather up your frozen keys and check out 2 Code to continue by visiting Flurry and Eberron Hall Heroes, where you'll face uphill climb to try and get the goods. Next new content you'll see will be Update 53, called Hunter and Hunted, for levels 7 Heroic and 32 Legendary. This is set in the Feywild universe, where you'll be investigating the mysterious Wild Hunt. Update 53 also includes a new legendary level raid. You do not need to own the Fables of the Feywild expansion in order to play this adventure pack, which is free to VIPs and available in the DDO store. Update 53 will be coming out just as we're heading into one of my personal favorite times of the year, DDO's anniversary. 16th anniversary. We are making our 16th anniversary extra sweet by giving away some free stuff from the DDO Player's Handbook permanently. That's right. When the anniversary update happens, we will be making the following races and classes from the core D&D Player's Handbook permanently free for everyone. Races: Gnome, Half-Elf, Half-Orc, Drow, Wood Elf, Dragonborn, Tiefling. Classes: Druid, Monk, Warlock. Wow. Good job, SSG. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. That is excellent. If you have already purchased these races and classes, we'll be giving you a gift of a greater elixir of discovery for each of the races or classes you own prior to the anniversary. Greater elixir of discovery, cool. These gifts will be distributed when the patch goes live. Yes, that means between now and when the patch happens. If you buy any of the races or classes on the list above, you'll get the gift too, as long as it happens before the patch goes live. I actually don't own most of that stuff. I own some of it, but only if it came with expansions, and I have access to the rest of it just because I'm VIP. So it's interesting. They're giving away Tiefling, but not Aasimar. How about that? For VIPs, we want to thank you by increasing your free gold rolls on daily dice from once per week to once per day through the end of the year. Woo! Daily gold roll! We'll post another announcement with further details when the anniversary patch launches. We're so grateful for your patronage, and we look forward to seeing even more people building unique characters in TDO for years to come. I still would like to see them add more to the VIP bundle, but a daily gold roll, we could get a lot of good extra goodies out of that. That is pretty nice. But it's random, you know? Looking ahead, now it's time for me to tell you about my absolute favorite thing happening this year. Dinosaurs! Come on. Oh, good. Look at that. Those are pretty wicked looking. Utah Raptor. We're getting Triceratops and Ankylosaurus. Look at that. Wow. Wowie, wow, wow. It looks like they can use the same base model for that too. You know, the legs look basically the same. Just change the top part of it. It's a reskin of the same. That's really cool. And it looks like they're going to do multiple varieties of Triceratops, which, you know, of course there were, you know, in real life back when I was born during the dinosaur age. So that's really cool too, that they're going to do multiple varieties of the Triceratops. Ankylosaurus, there it is. Wow. Now, there better be a T-Rex. I understand they don't want to show it right now, but there better be a freaking T-Rex in Isle of Dread. Because if they were only going to do one monster, they have to do T-Rex. I think, okay. But Ankylosaurus looks really cool. I think the world underestimates how much the team loves dinosaurs. And this spring, we are about to go to the most dinosaur-laden DDO module of all time, the Isle of Dread. This will be an expansion, so expect to see fun goodies available in a pre-purchase opportunity this spring, including the new Tabaxi character race. Cacao. We called it. We totally called that. Now, I've been saying Rakasta, but I also kept saying that they might substitute Tabaxi for Rakasta because of marketing purposes, because people know what Tabaxi are, which basically are, you know, it's a feline race, just like Rakasta is a feline race, right? But Rakasta is used so infrequently. It was featured in Isle of Dread, that's why I kept saying Rakasta. But I also said they could do Tabaxi and substitute that. So that looks like the route they went. They substituted Tabaxi for Rakasta. Good job, SSG. That's cool. So Tabaxi, let's bring that up right now. let's see, D&D, Tabaxi. For those of you who don't know what Tabaxi looks like, it is a feline race. Let's see if we can find a good image of it. Here is Tabaxi. This fifth edition Tabaxi right there. It's a feline humanoid. It's been around since, I think, since first edition. Yeah, it's been around since first edition. I think this is going to be a very popular race. And then in second edition, I remember that artwork. There's your second edition Monstrous Manual Tabaxi. And then first edition Tabaxi, I remember that artwork. It's like a furry. Yep, that's what they look like. That's Tabaxi's high school yearbook photo. Oh my god, I can't believe I used to look like that. Oh, look at that eye makeup. What was I thinking? You know, but as Tabaxi has gotten older and matured, this is what Tabaxi looks like now. So, good job. I wonder if they're gonna call, because again, a Rakasta and a Tabaxi, it's, you know, in terms of how they look, it's the same thing. They're both feline humanoids. So I wonder if they're gonna call them Tabaxi in Isle of Dread, or if they're gonna do like a simple reskin and call them Rakastas. It'll be interesting because it's Rakastas that are in Isle of Dread. Oh, that's interesting. So the whole free-to-play iconic, that means we're going to get iconic Druid, Monk, and Warlock now. Because remember how we talked about how we thought it was going to be Sork because Sork was the only free-to-play class that didn't have an iconic, and all iconics are free-to-play classes only. So I thought for sure it was going to be Sork, but now they're adding Druid, Monk, and Warlock to the free-to-play classes. So that blows up that theory. Okay, this will be an expansion, so expect to see fun goodies available. Okay, we just got to, where'd they say Tabaxi? Including the new Tabaxi character race. That's exciting. I approve this message. Later in the spring, when the expansion launches, you will need all your daring to face the threats of Isle of Dread. But one thing I'll tell you now is that with this expansion, there's going to be a level cap increase further into legendary levels up to level 32. We can't wait for you to come play it after Isle of Dread. Beyond Isle of Dread, there's a lot of important things on the radar. On the serious end of the spectrum is improving game performance. For a while now, we have focused on creating tools to let us see what's happening so we can be more proactive rather than reactive. We've also created a multidisciplinary strike team that meets regularly with myself and Sev to focus on what these diagnostics are telling us. Our IT/ops are tackling the server environment. Our DBAs, what are DBAs? Database analysts are working on upgrades and efficiencies, and our game engineers and designers focus on problematic monsters, NPCs, and systems that need improvement. Here are some of the things we've done and will be doing. We found and fixed a nasty amount of lag in the guts of the Heroic and Reaper enhancement tree system. Another place we found problems was with part of the system that manages people's class pets. Think Druid wolves and Artificer dogs, which is periodically causing huge lag spikes under certain conditions. We've reconfigured server resource utilization so it's more efficient and added some new alarms to let our operations team better detect excessive CPU load in a way that they couldn't detect previously. We recently adjusted the bandwidth settings of the game, which we suspect was slowing parts of the UI and also giving raiders trouble. The game and players' characters have grown more complex over time, passing through more events than back when those defaults were set. The recent 52.1 patch included some fixes to areas of Shadowfell landscape that were too performance heavy. Engineers just this week were telling me that they pinpointed some lag-causing behavior lurking under the hood of the Quest system, which they're still working through. Through the Quest system? I'm very hopeful that by being proactive, we'll be able to target the worst sources of lag and make a real dent in things as we go. Here are some other things on the horizon. A new hardcore league this summer. We'll be shaking things up after our winter Redux season with a twist, but we're keeping it a secret for now. We've also identified some server performance optimizations for when the season kicks off, which should make the opening day and first weekend of hardcore perform better. We'll be touching up Crystal Cove, both to help with performance during the event and also to mix the monsters up and keep the rewards relevant. We'll be updating a classic adventure pack so that it is able to be played at higher levels once the level cap increases with Isle of Dread. I'm not ready to announce details on which pack it is yet. Interesting. They updated another older pack. Make it legendary. It sounds like I'll be adding some new character build options later on in the year, but I'll tell you more details about that when we get closer to it. There's even a feature that should be both a boon of better performance and something people have asked about, an updated character bank. Not only will we be able to offer more character bank space, finally, but it'll perform better from a server perspective too. Be updating to DDO.com. After that, forums too. But we'll have more information on that once we're ready. I'm so grateful for all the players who make this possible. I look forward to telling you about new fun things in the future letters, which I plan to do regularly throughout the year. I'm also looking forward to seeing you at our DDO live streams and other places around the community. I can't wait for us to have many years of adventures together, have fun, and I'll see you in game, Tolero. Grats again, Tolero, for being DDO's new producer.